Hello, my name's Chris Langley. I'm a historian of early modern religious cultures at Newman University in Birmingham, and I have a particular interest in religion in 16th and 17th century Scotland. I'm the co-director of the project Mapping the Scottish Reformation, an international digital humanities project powered by Wikidata.
I'm Mikki and I am co-director of the Digital Humanities project Mapping the Scottish Reformation. I am also an associate professor of history at Washington Lee University, and my research interests are in religion and the supernatural in early modern Scotland. Mapping the Scottish Reformation is a database and visualization tool that allows users to explore the clerical careers of Scottish ministers between 1560, the year of the Scottish Reformation, and 1689. The project team has mined almost 10,000 pages of manuscript material in order to find out things like where ministers were educated, where they took up their first positions, who they married, what sorts of trouble they got into, and to put all of that data on the clergy as a whole into an easily searchable and accessible website.
Our inspiration to use Wikidata came about really based upon the sorts of material that we use every day. So just like the manuscripts we use, the data that we produce for our project is messy and incomplete. And as soon as we saw how Wikidata could help us structure that material and allow us to build profiles of different clergymen and their family members that reflected the complexity and messiness of their existence, we were hooked. So some of the ministers and most of the parishes in our data set were already somehow in Wikidata based upon previous research projects. And once we saw this, we knew that we'd be able to expand this data considerably and link it all together.
The platform of Wikidata is tremendously flexible. We can create entries for these ministers that help to capture the complexity of their careers, not just where they started out, but we can also enter where they moved. We can record key events in their lives, other key people that they came into contact with, and critically, the sources where we got our information from. So Wikidata allows us to connect to the manuscripts, I think, in some really exciting ways.
So obviously referencing in any linked and especially open data format is really important. But effectively, Wikidata's method of using different properties and blocks meant we could build a way to record really complex archival references pretty quickly.
One of the most exciting things about Wikidata too is that it allows us to potentially interface with other projects in early modern Scottish history, such as the Witches project run by the University of Edinburgh. And I have to say that our work with Wikidata and the translating of all of the exciting information we found and that we've put into this platform would not have been possible without our fabulous web development teams.
It's the Wikidata community and the open data community that has shown a lot of love for what we do. So I'm thinking about advice from individuals working on quite complex queries, how to best extract data from our data set, and also how to kind of hack together quick visualizations to see certain trends within our data. And I don't think we could have done that without the support of the Wikidata community. Wikidata allowed for an interoperability that we weren't expecting. So by putting our data into the public domain and having a kind of universal way of structuring it meant that we could influence future projects that we've not heard of yet and that haven't been devised yet. So it's that interoperability of data and the ability to kind of exchange data without having to change the format of it that makes Wikidata such a rich tool for us and for scholars in the future.
Ultimately, for Mapping the Scottish Reformation to do what we want it to do, we need to expand to the rest of Scotland, to capture data on ministers everywhere from Glasgow to Aberdeen to Inverness. And that is the next phase. We are currently applying for funding to expand the project to encompass the ministry of all of Scotland. So stay tuned.